We are back here on Girl Talk, and I am honored, see, I can say that now because we're on camera, to talk to Jeffrey Keefer. Thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about a lot of things today, and my head's exploding. Laura Keenan introduced me to you, and I have been stalking you, and the more I know, the more I want to know. Jeffrey, can you talk to us a little bit about Vivid, what you're doing, and just a bit about your story?
No, thank you, Debbie, and thank you very much for having me on today. Vivid is a gallery in Shops of Sea Pines in the Sea Pine Center that sells my photo art. All of the proceeds go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
And why the Michael J. Fox Foundation, sir?
Debbie, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease 13 years ago.
Okay.
I'm very fortunate. I'm one of the ones that the medicines work and I'm under control. There are others that have different progression rates and that sort of thing. And so with that, I felt like it was time for me to give back, and give back by working for the Fox organization, which I think is the preeminent research organization in the world for Parkinson's research.
Previously, you had a business career. And did you realize, sir, sir, don't you love it when people call me ma'am? I'm like, don't call me ma'am, that's my grandmother. But when you were in the business sector, did you think you were creative?
I didn't have a clue. I was a numbers guy, worked in mostly finance and some other functions. I didn't have a clue I had even a creative bone, and it just kind of emerged after I retired and had time to do some other things.
Where did you start? Did you start just taking simple things?
I had done a little video work, and then in 2016, I walked into the Lighthouse with my first photograph.
Okay.
And I gave it to Nadia Wagner, who's been a tremendous
We love
supporter.
our Nadia.
And she said she'd like to sell it. And I said, okay, my money's going to go to the foundation. And she immediately said, mine will too. And I was so surprised. She went back and checked it with Mark King, who was president of the club group. And that's how I got started.
Is it really?
And I walked out the door feeling good, but also feeling quite challenged because that was the only picture I had.
Oh, I hate it when
I had not figured out how to take still pictures. So then that was the job number one, was to teach myself that.
What was that like?
It was fun.
Was it?
This is all fun for me. Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting? When I think about, I'm a psychologist, and when I think about a numbers person and a creative person, I think about scale and proportion and dimension. Are those all things that you consider when you're taking pictures?
I'm almost a point and shoot guy.
Are you really?
Cool. I think I've learned that I have to take some of those things into account. But when I see a scene, I think this is the one. And I just line it up and take it, and I do post-treatment.
Do your inspirations come on a wing and a prayer? In other words, do you say, today I'm going to look for a painted bunting? Or do you just sort of walk, and when you observe something, that's when you point and shoot?
It's more walking and then pointing and shooting. I look for certain things that people will say, I see things that they don't. For example, I'll be looking at the sky a lot of times at sunset, and that will then dictate how I'm going to do that picture, whether I'm going to use a wide angle exposure, a telephoto. It's those kind of cues that then lead me to where I need to go.
Well, I have this great Harbortown Bakery and Cafe mug, which I've been sipping my Perrier from, which I absolutely love. And there's a little story that goes with this, too.
Yes, Mary Kuchenow, who's the manager of that facility, she did, again, a tremendous thing to boost me. She gave me my first gallery, really, first public gallery in the bakery. And that gave me some exposure that I otherwise wouldn't have had. And what a great place. They do a great job, and they have a lot of people who go through there. And so I got a lot of referrals as a result of that. So
you literally have a new career. And we're going to show a video. We've got some of Jeffrey's artwork. But one of the things that you said specifically, with Laura Keenan's here, you have a wonderful group of volunteers that have pretty much adopted Vivid the Gallery, you as sort of the artist in residence, if you will. And I saw a great picture of a lot of the staff that you have, and they're all volunteer too. Can you talk to me again how Vivid Gallery works?
It's interesting. There is no plan here.
Okay.
I'm a business guy. I always had to have a plan. There is not one. It just seems like the right people walk into my life at the time when I need them and give me the opportunity to do things I need to do. whether it be, sorry, there's a
bug.
A bug. We're down in the south here.
Yeah.
Provide the resource. Like, I wasn't ready for Mary when I first went into the Lighthouse.
Right.
I only had one picture. But as I developed, Mark King gave me my first gallery inside. Lydia Inglet came along and said, why don't we do a book? And the same thing with the current gallery. My friends from back in Wisconsin came and did all of the building work free of charge. We only paid for materials.
Where in Wisconsin were you?
We were in north of Milwaukee for several years.
I love Oconomowoc?
No, it was Mequon.
Oh, don't you love it? It's like now we talk Ohio, we talk Wisconsin. Well, the gallery seems to have grown and grown and grown. What are your goals for this?
Well, ultimately, I'd like to see if it can be self-sustaining.
Okay.
So I'm trying to set it up that way. I know it has to be larger to do that, and I also have a lot of work that heretofore not been seen. And I tell people if they can't see it, they can't buy it.
This is true, so they need to get in there and see it.
Yeah.
Again, you want to thank all of your volunteers. It's amazing to have the opportunity to meet you. I can tell you, everyone here is masked. We're social distancing. I wish we could have everybody on today, but I'm very grateful that you came. Vivid Gallery is a must-go to. We want to thank you. We want to thank all of you for joining us here on Girl Talk. Please have a wonderful and safe week. Bye-bye.